Hey, what is up guys? Michael from TechHeads here, and today we're going to be talking about a product that has been hyped up for months and is finally here. Yes, I'm talking about the Apple Watch. Now this is Apple's first brand new product since the launch of the iPad, and despite the gorgeous design and flock of early adopters placing orders way faster than Apple can seem to process them, the real question on everybody's mind is, why do I need this thing? So in this video, I'm not going to wax poetic about tech specs or talk about durability, water resistance, or how scratch-proof the screen is, and instead I'm going to talk about how I actually use my watch daily, what I find useful about it, and whether I think the Apple Watch actually can serve a purpose for most everyday iPhone users. So let's get to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do once you get your watch on is spend some time exploring all the different watch faces Apple provides, picking your favorite, and then spending even more time customizing it. You can change the sort of information you want displayed on the watch face, like calendar, battery power, and also stocks, and then change the color of the text, all by using the digital crown. After you get your watch face the way you want it, the biggest thing you'll be using your watch for, and the thing that's probably going to take most of your configuration time, is notifications. Basically, anything you get notified for on your phone can also show up on your watch. Things like messages, calendar appointments, to-do list items, and other third-party apps. And on the watch, you can actually quickly reply to messages with your voice or a set of pre-canned responses. Now, if you're somebody who gets a lot of notifications from a variety of apps, I suggest only enabling the important stuff to be sent to your watch. This is actually my favorite thing about the watch because I'm not constantly pulling my phone out to check what just pinged me, and instead I know that if it's important, my watch will tell me, and I can check the rest of the things on my own time. And in addition to notifications, you also have what Apple is calling glances, which are like bare bones widgets that you can access by sliding up from the bottom of the screen. Now, I hardly ever really found myself going to these, and I think Apple needs to let developers add a little more functionality to them before they become useful. And aside from just displaying data, using Siri on the Apple Watch is extremely useful for quick tasks like scheduling calendar events and reminders, or sending quick messages. Siri actually seems a little more accurate on the watch than the phone, and being able to just raise my wrist and dictate what I want is another time saver versus pulling my phone from my pocket and holding down the home button. Apple Pay is another big thing that's not only quicker, but also feels a little more natural on the watch than the iPhone. After you load up your cards via the app, just double click the side button to bring up Apple Pay, pick the card you want, and then hold your watch to the card reader. Passbook also works on the watch too for things like movie tickets and your Starbucks card. Now, even though Apple Maps has been under fire for giving inaccurate directions, Maps on the watch, and more specifically the turn-by-turn navigation, works pretty well. You can ask Siri for directions, start your route, and then once you're on your way, your watch will tap you on the wrist when you have a turn approaching. Glancing at your wrist will show you the next turn and how far away it is. Now, it successfully got me to my destination both times I tried it, and the only downside to navigation on the watch is the lack of any sort of voice directions. Siri doesn't talk at all on the Apple Watch, and I'm not sure why. Apple's also got some pretty cool built-in apps to help you control some of your other Apple products. The one I've used the most so far is the Remote app, which lets you control your Apple TV from your wrist. Now, I've used the Remote app for the iPhone for a while now, and I actually prefer the app on the watch. The only downside here being there's no keyboard, so you won't be able to enter any information like your password for iTunes or your Wi-Fi network. The Apple Watch can also act as a remote viewfinder for your iPhone's camera, solving the problem of the rushed group shot. Just set up your phone, get into the shot, and then hit the button for the 3-second self-timer right on your watch. Perfect. And now I've saved the best for last. Apple's been making a really big push into health recently, and the health apps on the Apple Watch are really pretty awesome, not to mention effective at motivating you to exercise and move more. Using the Workout app, you can select from a variety of different types of workouts, set a goal based on calories, time, or just an open-ended workout, and then start sweating. Using the variety of sensors built in, the watch will keep track of your heart rate, movement, distance, and calorie burn. When you're done, these stats sync back to the Activity app on your iPhone, giving you easy access to lots of good data and also showing you rewards you get for accomplishing certain tasks. Aside from the Workout app, every day the Activity app will automatically track your movement, calories, and time spent standing during the day, which is displays in a 3-ring graph that does a great job at reminding you of how lazy you're being. I honestly think the health apps will be the Apple Watch's strongest marketing point for a lot of folks. So I've had my Apple Watch for a little over a week now, and I don't regret the purchase one bit. I find myself glancing at my wrist even when I don't have it on, and already I've become slightly irritated when I have to pull my phone out to accomplish a small task. The Apple Watch does a lot of small things right, and the health apps are a killer feature. But that said, at its core, the Apple Watch is still just an accessory to your iPhone. Now this isn't a negative by any means, as it's a great product, but at a starting price point of $350, I think it's a tough sell for most everyday users. Now I have no doubt this is the best smartwatch on the market, but the category in a whole I think is still something that a lot of people are just scratching their heads over.